Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back doing another pick a card today. So let's get right into the card piles and how to figure out which one is for you. So here we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each of these piles have a different crystal on top. That way it can maybe better help your intuition, let you know which one is for you. So on pile 1, we have some amethyst. On pile 2, we have some citrine. On pile 3, we have some carnelian. And on pile 4, we have some petrified wood. Okay, so what you're gonna do is feel free to pause the video if you need to and just take a moment to figure out which one of these piles is just like it has a natural magnetizing pull towards it. So you're gonna feel like you either keep looking at it, or maybe that's not quite working out for you and you're thinking too hard about it. So I'm gonna recommend put your focus on this little circle moon here. And once you have done that, shift your attention to your peripheral vision and you're gonna notice that one of these piles just naturally kind of draws your eyes towards it. If that doesn't work out, then you could always close your eyes and whichever number 1 through 4 pops into your head first, go with that one. But always remember that your intuition is gonna be a little bit fast and quiet, and it's not something that you have to super like think and second guess. So feel free to take as long as you need to, and once you figure out which pile is for you, down in the description and comments below, I will have the timestamps so that way you can skip right over to your reading. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, group 1, there is something that you have been ignoring, so let's go ahead and get right into your reading. So first we're going to start out with this oracle deck, and then we're going to get into the tarot cards. So there's something you've been ignoring. Let's get a little peek at what that is. Okay, these 2 cards to start out with. This is an interesting one to start out with some oracle cards with. So, okay, we have it's time to take action and a personal issue reaches solution. So that would make sense. If you've been ignoring something, once you finally take action, you're gonna start seeing results. So you can get 2 better cards to kind of just amplify the fact that whatever it is that you've been ignoring, stop it. You have been ignoring this for probably a while now, and it is really calling to your attention. Of course, we'll do some tarot cards to really like get in depth into what's going on, but the fact that we have a personal issue reach a solution, this just means like you're coming to conclusions, you're getting more clarity on the situation. And I love the fact that we have a new moon going into a full moon, because this just means like you taking action, that's the start of this journey, right? Like clearly that kind of makes sense. So that's new moon energy, that's like planting the seeds, that's really getting these ideas flowing and of course taking action on them. And of course, as soon as you start doing that, I think you will very quickly reach your full moon point here, which is you're reaching a resolution. So this just clearly shows the exact path of success once you finally start paying attention to what this message is. So let's get right into it and see what this is talking about. So to start, we have the 4 of Swords reverse, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I think it's time to really address and face any financial difficulties or struggles that you have been going through. Of course, there can be a lot of outside factors that affect this. However, at the core of it all is you and your choices and what you do to make the next move. Knight of Pentacles is all about motivation, taking action, forward movement and direction. However, this is the slowest moving suite. This just indicates, sorry if you could hear that, my cat's being crazy right now. But anyways, so this indicates like really grounded and structured energy. So while yes, there is direction and forward movement and motivation, it's very structured. And with the Wheel of Fortune being in reverse, this just signifies like maybe things that have felt like bad luck, or it's just things that like those negative cycles. This could be like, even if it's stuff that's out of your control, right? Like, let's say you're just continuously laid off from jobs and you can't help that, and that's putting you in a really crappy situation. However, there are still things that you can do energy-wise, motivational-wise, to kind of get the ball rolling to hopefully get out of this situation, right? The Four of Swords being in reverse, this is about like, you're no longer ignoring it, you're addressing the situation, you're facing it head on, and you're really going to be thinking it through. So even if it is outside factors really affecting your money circumstances, or for some of you, this may just be like time management, not necessarily just money, because pentacles have to do with anything in the physical realm. So that can be your time, energy, or money, right? So whatever imbalances are there, whatever unfortunate circumstances you have been through, or like negative cycles you seem like you are kind of stuck in, it's seriously time to take action and really address these issues and figure out how can you take control of the situation, no matter how crazy it might feel. What can you do different? Because that's the only thing that's going to really change things and get them moving forward, is your ability to see where you can make differences and where you can take accountability in this circumstance. Ooh, here we have the Ace of Swords. That is breakthrough energy. So I genuinely feel like once you kind of get this fire under your butt going, you're really going to be like having a whole perspective shift and be able to see things in a new way, kind of like have a new understanding of yourself. Maybe you just haven't figured out like what works best for you. And it's just a matter of like, that's where that kind of structure comes in, right? Like maybe the way that things work best for you aren't how they work best for other people. And that's why it's been kind of like weird and confusing, because you're just trying to do things the way everybody else is doing them. Then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this can talk about like racing thoughts, just like, I don't know, like what's the word? Or not necessarily a word. How am I trying to say this? I guess just yeah, racing thoughts, thinking too quickly, or like sometimes this can even look like taking action before like fully thinking it all the way through, right? So maybe making impulsive decisions. So this can kind of maybe play into why you are getting stuck in this cycle. Maybe you kind of impulsively spend money or impulsively spend your time in areas where you're like, dang, I actually should have done this instead. So it's just a little bit imbalanced there. So once you can get a clear idea, get that clarity that you have available to you, you just have to really face it and stop ignoring it, take action, right? Get some structure in your life. Once you do that, all of this like really fast kind of out of control energy turns into the upright position, which is like clear direction and just full truth and understanding of the situation while creating quick forward movement. So that's what you're working towards right now. We have the Fool card and the upright. This is all about new beginnings. This is a very hopeful, optimistic card. So I really think that right now, while this feels a little daunting and a little bit unsure, and you may be experiencing some feelings of guilt or like just feeling really bad about the situations you've been in and how you could maybe have done things differently or whatever, right? Try and not dwell on that so much. Try and focus on all of the opportunity that lies ahead of you once you can forgive yourself and forgive whatever else it is that has impacted this situation. Like, let go of that and recognize that today is a new day. Like, you have full permission to change whenever you want. So take action. Like, really step into this optimistic, like, what if tomorrow doesn't suck as bad as all the other days have sucked? Like, what if I do something that just makes me feel a little bit proud today? And this can be a really micro thing, even if it's checking off one tiny box off of your 5,000 boxes on your to-do list. That really helps. The Queen of Swords, she's all about truth and clarity, and she's very direct. So she knows exactly what she wants. She knows how to communicate it. And she's also very diplomatic. So I feel like holding strong boundaries. Yeah, the word boundaries is really coming to mind. Hold yourself accountable, like create boundaries in your life and really hold yourself to them. I think that's going to be so helpful when it comes to creating the structure, really like solidifying this breakthrough and stepping into that. That's going to take you creating and holding some boundaries to yourself and the people around you. And then we also have the Lovers card and the Three of Wands. So Lovers in reverse, Three of Wands in the upright. So I'll put those right here. Okay, so with the Lovers card being in reverse, this is like a detachment from something, a separation from something. And I really think that in order to fully expand and see your full potential and see the full long-term view of what you are creating and where you're kind of stepping into, you're going to have to really detach from this old self. And that's going to be hard because like the old self is all you know. And so there's such that strong bond and connection where it's like, ooh, even though these habits, these ways of thinkings, whatever it is like not really working out for me anymore. It's really hard to say goodbye to that old self, but this is all about detaching and letting go. So, and finding a love for that new self. Like, where is the respect and the love and the empathy and excitement for the new you that has been trying so hard to be free and out there to express themselves and do the things that they want and need to do in order to find that sense of security and stability in your finances or in your time or whatever it is, creating more freedom in your life so you can feel more certain and confident and aware of what direction it is that you're heading in. Where is the respect for that you? Why is there so much worry and focus on this old you that is just not serving you anymore? Say goodbye to them. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. Let's see what else is coming up for you. Group 1. Away with the Fae. Okay, so away with any of those ideas or parts of you that are no longer aligning with the new you, with your goals. So whatever is kind of playing in your mind that can maybe make you feel like you're making, what am I trying to say? Like excuses to allow that old you to really hold on and stay. Does that make sense? So like any of those thoughts that make it easy to slip into the like comfort zone, do away with that because that's not the truth. If that makes sense, like sure, it feels safe to your mind, it feels safe to your body because that's the norm, but that's not the truth. That's like a delusion because in reality, you're just keeping yourself in discomfort even longer. The real direction towards actual comfortability is getting out of your comfort zone for a little bit and pushing yourself to grow, get more structure, be more able to like hold your boundaries. All of that, even though it's hard in the moment, it will lead you to a life that's actually comfortable. So allow yourself to do away with the thoughts that are doing a disservice to you and kind of like manipulating you or lying to you, that are trying to keep you in this like the same place, the same headspace, the same area of feeling like, oh, I just don't have enough time, or I don't have enough money, or I just feel imbalanced, like I'm lacking structure and direction in my life. No more. You don't have to deal with it anymore. So to finish off, let's just do a few of these cute little mantra cards. I love the little art on it. So let's see what else is coming up for you, Group 1. I create my own path and walk it with joy. I love this because this just means what I was saying earlier is like you literally have permission whenever you want to change who you are. You can decide what path you're walking down, what it's going to look like. And of course it takes time, but that's where the walking it with joy comes in because you're joyful and proud of the fact that you're even allowing yourself to go on this new journey. Greet each day with gratitude. This is solid advice because the more gratitude you can find in your day-to-day, like the more you are just vibing at that frequency, right? So then other things with gratitude, which is like being in receiving mode, that's going to be coming to you more. So more opportunity for financial gain, more opportunity for feeling like you are in control of your time. Definitely be grateful for the now, in the present moment. All that's going to do is just amplify everything it is that you're creating. And when you're walking life with joy, you're doing it because you're grateful for everything you have. And I am loved just for being who I am. So this is super powerful because like I was saying earlier, Some of you guys are probably feeling like down. You probably feel bad. You're probably struggling with issues of like worthiness, or feeling like you're not trying hard enough, or you're not good enough, or like that all these things that have happened in your life define who you are as a person and define your worthiness. But like, that is so not true. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you are working out of and working towards, you are loved for exactly how you are. And even if you don't have a good support system in your life, the more that you can align yourself with who you really are, which is somebody who respects your boundaries and follows your heart, going down the path that you know is meant for you, the more you become authentic, the more you fall in love with yourself, and the more the right friends and found family will come into your life and love you for exactly who you are. Because it's hard to love yourself when you're not being true to who you are, because you're faking it. You're being somebody that you just are not. And even other people, whether they don't directly realize it, they can recognize like, I don't know, like this person maybe just, I don't know. It's like a feeling thing. Sometimes you can feel consciously or subconsciously when somebody is not their authentic self, and then you don't vibe as much. And that's okay. But the more that you can be your authentic self, the more you just grow your love for yourself, and the more that you call in divine and healing love that is meant for you, whether that's through friends or family or found family. So Group 1, that is your reading on what you've been ignoring. So it's time to address it, time to take action, and recognize that once you do this, it's only going to be amazing, beautiful things from here. So I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give me a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, as your feedback super duper helps me a lot, lets me know I'm doing a good job, and it gets me in the algorithm. So yeah, I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, Group 2, this is going to be what have you been ignoring? Let's figure this out and just get right to it. So what have you been ignoring? Is this something on your mind, something like physical you have to do? Okay, so this talks about like a releasing of anxiety and depression and overthinking. So I feel like there's some healing that you are needing to address in your life. Ooh, the Judgment. I love the way that one flipped out. Judgment card. I feel like you have been ignoring your passion, your true calling, and that's been causing you to doubt yourself, feel anxious, feel depressed, just feel not aligned. And so you are being called to quit ignoring your calling. It's time for you to finally take a leap of faith and just go in the direction that your heart is pulling you to go. If this is, for some of you, I feel like this is a career change. For others, this could be moving somewhere different. Maybe you don't feel happy in the town that you're living in. Maybe some of you don't feel happy in the relationship that you're in. Maybe some of you just feel like even how you present yourself, you're not happy with it. And you feel like you have a higher purpose to just express yourself in a different way. So this is going to look different for many people. We'll do some more cards to see if it gets to any specifics here. But overall, you guys, yes, you're being called to heal parts of yourself so you can fully allow yourself to follow through, to make way, to make yourself go the direction of where your true calling is pulling you. And I say that because the Six of Cups is all about your past experiences, past memories, and this could just be reflecting on the good, but also reflecting on the things that have maybe had an impact on you where it's affected your ability to respect yourself. And when I say that, I mean respect yourself as in do what feels good to you. Do the things that you genuinely want to do, that you feel excited about. This can talk about childhood. So maybe some of you guys have had some experiences in your childhood that have made you believe that you can't do what it is that you really want to do, something along those lines. So you're definitely being called to kind of address your past and really heal it. Here we have the King of Swords coming up. This is a card of clarity, direction, and truth. The King of Swords is somebody who has a lot of authority over his language and how he speaks. The swords are connected to our communication and our perspective and problem solving. So it's the ability to have discernment over situations and really being able to get a good idea of like, is this in alignment with me, my beliefs, and what I want to do, or is it not? And if it's not, I'm going to cut it out and stay focused on the direction it is that I'm going. But it's being able to do that with the ability to stand very firm and strong in their belief system and in their words and communicating it effectively. So I feel like you may even find yourself needing to have conversations with people in your life about this situation, not necessarily for like validation or anything, but maybe some of you are just going to be like, hey, like, I just need to talk to you because I realize that I need to make this shift in my life and I know this is right for me. And maybe for some of you, this is a conversation of either get with it or get out, or I'm just letting you know so you can be aware of the direction I'm heading in. Or for some of you, maybe this is just like a, hey, like I really want to do this, so I just want you to know so I can have your support through it. It just really depends on your situation. But I see there definitely being an open conversation about your authenticity and the direction that it's heading in. Here we have Queen of Wands in reverse. So I definitely feel like you're needing some more empathy, some more like loving, motherly kind of energy. Queen of Wands, she's like all about being her true self. Like, look at this sunflower, that's authenticity. And a lot like the feelings of like peace and calm always come to me when I get this card. So make sure that you're giving yourself that like peaceful, nurturing energy when it comes to making these transitions, because it's not always easy. It's very hard to let an old self go and to allow your new self to blossom. Even though that's what's meant for you, it's still really tricky. So make sure you're providing yourself with some extra love and empathy. But also, the Queen of Wands is somebody who is just really aligned with her belief system and her actions. So it's definitely going to be a little bit tricky to make this change. Obviously, it's going to be taking some time. So something to keep in mind is the obstacle that may come up is that it might feel easier to do the thing that's not actually in alignment with your beliefs and the direction it is that you're heading in. Let's see what else is coming up for you, group 2. Oh, we have the Page of Swords. It's in reverse. So Page of Swords is all about an opportunity for understanding, a breakthrough, and clarity. Whenever this card is in the reverse, this means that this opportunity is there. It's just maybe you can't quite see it right now. So I feel like there's going to be some confusion when it comes to going down this path, because I feel like you know in your heart what maybe the end goal of this calling is, but it's like, how do I get there? So this is definitely going to take some time, some planning, a lot of introspection, and a lot of figuring out like, what do I like? What don't I like? Why don't I like the things I don't like? That's where that reflection comes in of like your childhood or just your past. Just getting a deeper, clear understanding of who you are, why you are the way you are, and how you can love and embrace yourself through this journey to achieving exactly where it is that you need to be, because you're capable of that. You're fully possible of that. And it's going to be incredible. You just have to believe in yourself and love yourself on the way there. And while you do that, that's where this clarity comes in, and that's how you get those ideas of like, okay, this is how I should be approaching this journey. But of course, when we don't have all the ideas of like how to get through the journey, it makes it feel like that end goal is impossible. So also recognize that like you can start this journey without having all the answers. It's okay. Just take it one step at a time. And also with that in mind, it's okay that if something doesn't work out, because it's still pushing you in the right direction. Now you don't ever have to try that thing again. Okay, we have 6 of Pentacles coming up. So there may be an imbalance in your life where it feels like how much you're putting in life and how much you're getting out of it is just kind of out of whack. And maybe that's why I feel like for some of you, this is like a career change, because maybe you're just overworking yourself, putting so much of yourself into this job and it's just not enough. It's not fulfilling you emotionally, financially, nothing like that. So you're kind of being called to be like, why do I feel like I have to do this if that's not what I want to do? If your higher calling has a bigger purpose that could be lucrative, why not take the leap of faith for that? You know, one personal example of mine is I was a hairstylist for a little over 8 years, and, you know, you can make some great money with that. I definitely had. My schedule was going down to where I was only like working 1 to 2 days a week, and I was just feeling overwhelmed because those 1 to 2 days I was having to work like 12-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, and I know that might not sound like a lot to some, but it was starting to hurt my body, and it was just stressing me out, and I just knew it wasn't for me anymore. This is my higher purpose, tarot. And so I decided to make that leap of faith because I felt like I was putting so much into my career and just coming home burnt out, even though I was only working 1 to 2 days a week. With this, I feel like I could do this all the time, and I am just so grateful and thankful because it's so fulfilling emotionally, mentally, and financially. So just a little personal experience throwing in there. But also for some of you, if this isn't career-wise, this still applies because this could be, are you putting more into the relationships around you than what you are getting out of it? Who can you kind of remove slowly or hold boundaries to in your life to allow yourself to go down the path of your higher calling, to respect who you truly are? Or is it not just work, or not just, the people you're around? Could this also be like yourself? Are you putting so much into yourself and not feeling satisfied because it's not the real you? Are you trying to be perceived in a way that you think will be more acceptable rather than doing just what feels good to you? So apply that situation, however works to your current life. Eight of Cups, that's totally walking in a new direction, giving something a new go. Love that. King of Pentacles, yeah, this represents like issues with structure or stability or finances. So it's time to walk away from that. It's definitely going to take time, but it's time to walk away from that like lack of security in your life, whether it's safety or money or whatever it is, that lack of foundation and structure. We are walking away from that and moving in a direction of emotional fulfillment. So this is opportunity to fill your own cup. This could look like new connections you're going to be making that'll allow this to happen. This could look like you finally spending your time doing things that bring you genuine joy. Whatever it is, it's going to be filling your cup. But the reason I bring out maybe you're going to be making connections is because the cups are about like love and creativity and passion and connection, and the Ace of Cups could literally be meeting a new person, being invited to something, going to an event where that's like, whoa, that just blew my mind, because now I'm realizing like this is where I'm meant to be, this is what I'm meant to be doing. So something like that is coming up in, I would say, your near future. You know, you're on this path to finding who you are, to authenticity, following your dreams, however that looks for you. Once you start doing that and putting in that effort and energy, the opportunity is really just going to show itself. So let's go ahead and do some more cards, see what else is coming up for us. Nothing will come of this situation. So whatever it is that you're worried about, whatever it is that you're second guessing or worrying that others will think of you, literally stop, because nothing's going to come from that. Like, that is all just these worries that have been created by your mind due to your past experiences. Maybe it's the way that other people have talked about their own goals, your parents or your friends, or maybe it's the way other people have talked to you about certain things. But when you fully believe in yourself and know that it's right for you, it is yours. Does that make sense? So when you know that that's your true calling, you don't have to doubt it, because that's what's meant for you. So just put your all into it, because it will work out. What do you need to release? Your doubt, 100%. You need to release your doubt and ask yourself, what else do you need to release? Are there physical things in your life that you could be releasing and letting go of? And step out of your comfort zone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Making change, especially change that is like for your higher self, it is not comfy. It is not easy. It's going to feel weird. You're going to feel awkward. You might even feel cringe. I don't know. I feel like I've been saying that word so much lately, but it makes sense for what I'm trying to say. It's not going to feel like peaches, okay? It's going to feel weird. Narcissists, walk away. Yes, step out of your comfort zone. Walk away from the things that aren't serving you, because when you are staying in a situation that does not feel good to you anymore, you're feeding that ego, which is like, ooh, I don't want to be perceived. Ooh, I don't want to let other people down, right? Because that ego is coming in saying like, oh, other people can't think of you in any negative way, so you got to like protect that at all costs. But like, no, throw it away. Walk away from everything that is no longer serving you. Step out of your comfort zone, release all that doubt and negativity, and realize that all those worries, nothing is going to happen like that. So group number 2, let's finish off with just a few cute little affirmation cards. Look at this. These are so cute. So let's finish off with a few of these. I create my own path and I walk it with joy. That's so funny. The last group got this exact card. But it's true. You do create your own path and you do walk it with joy, because that's what following your higher purpose, your true calling, really is. You are finally dictating what your life is going to be looking like, and you do it with gratitude and joy and patience, because that is how you succeed. And that's how it's actually going to feel, because once you're doing what feels right to you, you're just going to be so happy. And my energy flows where my intention goes. This one is huge, because you have to be very intentional about stepping out of your comfort zone and creating new for your life. So wherever you're putting your energy, this could be focusing on the negative things, or what are people going to think, or is this ever going to work out? That's what kind of starts to manifest in your life. You know, when that's what you're constantly feeling, constantly telling yourself, that's where it manifests. But once you start being like, okay, I am going to be very intentional about doing what feels good to me, or I'm going to allow myself to say no to something. Maybe you're a people pleaser. Allow yourself to say no. And that in itself, once you respect yourself enough to hold those boundaries, like, your energy will just keep pulling you in the right direction. And things are just, like I said, like the opportunities are just going to fall in. It's going to make so much sense. Amazing things will happen for me. You genuinely have to believe this. Really believe that you are capable and amazing things will happen for you, but also take it a step further and say amazing things are happening for me. Because I mean, the fact that you're even watching this video and getting this message here, you're already on the right path. Like, just keep going. Amazing things are happening for you. So group number 2, that is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, because it really helps me out, as it lets me know if I do a good job. And I love to hear your stories, and it gets me in the algorithm. So with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Group 3, this is going to be your reading on what are you ignoring, and why should you stop ignoring it? So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So group 3, what's going on? What have you been ignoring? The Star card. Oh my gosh. You have been ignoring the fact that you can just like put trust and faith into your dreams, into your goals. You've also not been giving yourself enough time to rest and rejuvenate your body. Like, let go of control. Stop trying to force everything. Stop worrying and overthinking about it so much. Like, let it go. Okay, hold on. I'm not saying don't do what you got to do. Absolutely take action. Do the things you need to do, but there has to be balance, because look, she's on land, she's in water, she's grounded, but she's also very connected with her emotions. She has the ability to be free. I mean, look at her. She's nude, right? That's as free as you can get. So she is so free. She's so balanced due to her ability to focus on the present and the now, to be fully grounded, to be aware of how she's feeling, and recognizing that the only thing she has control over is herself. So you have to let the rest go, and you have to believe, and you have to have faith and trust that the universe, the divine timing, is bringing everything to you exactly when it needs to happen. And when you have that ability to do that, you have the ability to rest and give your body time to relax and regenerate. What am I saying? Rejuvenate, regenerate. I don't know. Replenish your energy. Okay. that is so necessary to accomplishing your goals. So let's get some more cards, see what else is coming up here. We have the Eight of Swords. This is all about no longer being bound by your thoughts. The swords have to do with our perspective, our thought processing, and just our overall comprehension and communication skills. And communication skills also directly relate to how we communicate with ourselves. So when this is in the upright, that's being fully bound by those thoughts. But you've kind of been putting off this need to let go. You have been bound by your thoughts, but once you can step into the star energy, you're no longer bound by them. You're free. This is all, okay. This is all about freedom. Okay, so here we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Three of Cups. I had some cards fall, so let me just pick them up really quick. I feel like we need to use them, so we're just going to go with that. So let's start with these, and then we'll do the rest here in a minute. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. This is also something that you're going to be shifting, right? Once you step into the star energy. The Queen of Wands is all about nurturing and empathy and care and being your true authentic self. And part of what being your authentic self is aligning your actions with your belief system and your goals and your desires, what it is that you want. So let's say one example of what it is that you want is creating some more peace, some harmony, peace and calm, harmony, just flow in your life. Maybe you want to feel less stressed. Maybe you want to feel more connected with your family or your friends, whatever it is. So if you're trying to create that, you have to align your actions with those things, and that's how you become your most authentic self. So in order to create that, aligning your actions with letting go, having trust and faith in the universe, you're doing your best by focusing on you and what you can do in the present moment, but you're letting the rest go. That's being in align with your goals of creating peace and a harmonious environment. Now we have both the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles coming up. So this is all about connection. So I feel like your relationships, focusing on the harmonizing and connecting of your relationships is going to be really crucial and important in this time. You need to let go of everything else and recognize that when you can foster the trust and allow healthy boundaries and create vulnerability in these relationships, I think things are also going to amplify, because the Three of Cups is about getting together with people and creating joyful moments. This could even be a celebration. It's having so much fun. It's really lighthearted energy, and it's all about that connection. And then the Three of Pentacles, this is collaborative work with those people closest to you. So I feel like for some of you, this is probably family, home related. For others, this maybe is just you related or friends related or whatever, right? Or just however this situation lines up for you. But I feel like a lot of you are really wanting to create this just more flowing life, harmonious, less stress. And when you collaborate with the people around you the most, to kind of create this, creating more structure, creating more boundaries, just getting a better idea of how can we work together to make all of this work out for us, instead of you trying to do all the work and make everything work out. It has to be a team effort. So that's really important. The way that you communicate with yourself and collaborate with those around you is going to be really, really crucial. Now I have the Five of Cups coming up, the Knight of Wands, and then I also have Two of Pentacles and the Judgment card reversed. So let's start with the Five of Cups. Something that may be a little bit tricky in your ability to make all of this happen is you probably have a tendency to focus on the lack, on what isn't enough, what went wrong today, what was really hard yesterday or last week or last month, and why are you focusing on that so much? Because that's only going to keep you stuck in the past. That's not going to allow you to grow. You have to have the ability to let go of all the things that haven't worked out and turn around and look at how much potential and opportunity for joy that you have right here. You're just not looking at it. Knight of Wands is about inspiration and motivation. So I really hope this information is giving you the inspiration and motivation to do what is best for you and let go of the things that haven't worked out and let go of control and just do your best on you, and everything else, just leave it up to the universe. Because right now there's such an imbalance in how you're spending your time and your energy. The Star card brought that out, right? Like, no longer ignore these imbalances. It's time to face it. Okay? So get inspired, get motivated. In order to create balance in your life, you have to let go and embrace joy. You have to allow yourself to be happy. You have to allow yourself to feel good. And it might even feel weird at first because you're like, I shouldn't be happy. I should be like worrying about things and doing things because that's all I've done. But no, not anymore. The Judgment card, that's you ignoring your calling to make these shifts. That is you being resistant to this change and placing judgments on yourself for all the things that haven't worked out the way that you feel like it should have. But the reason those things haven't worked out is because your control, your focus are all in the wrong areas. It should only be on yourself, your actions, your words, and your perspective. And that all happens in the present moment, not the past or the future. So let's do some oracle cards. See what else is coming out for you, group 3. Take time to breathe out. You really need to, for lack of better phrasing, calm down. Make sure you're do some breathing exercises. Look into breath work. That could really help you. Find ways to physically calm your body, to cope with that anxiety. Because once you start making these shifts into relaxing more, into trusting more, into focusing on yourself, right? Focusing on your words, your actions, perspective, all those things, that's hard, that's exhausting, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. So making sure that you're taking time to breathe out, to regulate your nervous system is going to be so important. Because if you're not doing those things to actively care for your mind and your body through such a big transition, it's going to be that much easier to slip into those old habits. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. No more putting it off. You are worthy and deserving of peace and happiness. And have faith in your dreams. Know that it's possible for you. If you've never felt this in your life, know that that doesn't mean you don't ever have to feel it. If that's how you feel, then okay, you're the only person deciding that for you. So maybe stop feeling that way. Maybe have faith that you are worthy and deserving of peace and happiness. You just have to accept it. You have to welcome it in. I feel like maybe some of you might be a little pessimistic. So the Guru, okay, tobacco. So think about what a guru is, right? They are not somebody who feels like they know everything. They have all the right answers. Okay, think about the negative guru, right? So this would probably be some type of either narcissist or somebody who's just been through some trauma where they kind of have these issues of needing others. So maybe they feel like they have to do all this stuff on their own, or feel like they have all the answers, or they know better than other people. It's almost like a little bit of a power trip. Well, I've been through this, I've had this experience, and so I know what's right. And sometimes we can kind of get stuck in that headspace whenever we have gone through so much. We kind of feel nope, this is stressful, this is life, this is how it is, it's never going to be better. But it's almost like putting you in this headspace where it's I know everything. And that's not what a guru is. The guru is all about learning and understanding and sharing that understanding with the people around them by leading by example. And also not by telling people what the answer is, but by having that open mind to be able to kind of question it and recognize well, this is the information around it, so how do we come to this conclusion? It's one that's much more healing and focused on understanding and comprehension and clarity, not one that's this is what it is. So think of that's the energy that you need to be stepping into. One that thinks about how should I lead a life that makes sense with my dreams and my goals? Not, I already have all the answers, so it is what it is. Because that's not going to get you anything. Think about a teenager. They think they know everything, right? I was a teenager once. I thought I knew everything. wrong. I'm an adult now. I know everything. Just kidding. I do not know everything. But that's how the teenagers feel. And sometimes we can still get that way about certain situations. Just because we're grown doesn't mean we're like not capable of slipping into a closed mindset. There's plenty of adults in closed mindsets. Every day is a new beginning. That is a mentality that you need to have to create this. Don't get stuck in the past. Think about the Five of Cups. Don't keep looking at the things that haven't worked out. Turn around. Your potential has no limits. See, you just have to believe in it. The only thing that's putting limits on this is yourself and your inability to believe it. I create my own path and I walk it with joy. Oh my gosh, the other readings have been getting this card too. So here is the theme of the freaking week, month, whatever. Create my own path and I walk it with joy. Okay, it's going to be uncomfortable, but find gratitude for all the little things, like the teeniest, tiniest things. Find gratitude for the moments that make you uncomfortable, or for the moments where you have to take accountability, whatever it is. Say, I am so thankful that I am self-aware to take accountability for this thing that I did wrong. I am so thankful that I am believing in myself to follow my dreams, even though every day since yesterday has felt horrible. I'm so grateful that I am making a conscious effort to try and step out of my comfort zone today. Okay, you have to start thinking in those ways, or else you will be stuck in this exact same situation. So group 3, I'm sending you lots of love. This is huge. It's important. Quit ignoring it. You are deserving and worthy of harmony in your life. It's just time that you accept it. So please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you think, as I love to hear your feedback. It lets me know if I'm doing a good job. I really care about what you all have to say, and it gets me in the algorithm. So with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, group 4, this is going to be a reading on what have you been ignoring. So let's start with one of these cards. This is an oracle deck. We'll just do one of these, and then we'll get right into the tarot cards and then some other oracle cards. So what have you been ignoring? What is the first message we're going to get here? Open your heart. You need to allow yourself to be more vulnerable with yourself, with your friends, with your family, whoever it is that you trust, that you feel safe with. It's time to open your heart. Open yourself up to opportunities. Open yourself up to being loved. Open yourself up to help. Anything it is that you have felt like that you have to do on your own, you don't. Now, huge life changes, huge like inner work, all of that. Yes, that is kind of a lonely journey, but that doesn't mean you have to do it without support. That doesn't mean you don't have to be able to talk to others who are going through similar things. You know, we all have our own journey, so a lot of it really is personalized and we work through it ourselves, but we can build a community, or we can lean on the people that we love to support us through that. So you have to be open to it. You have to be willing to allow yourself to have that kind of love and support. A lot of times when we've been through a lot, we feel like, well, I can only rely on myself. I don't need anybody else. And we kind of get into this like toxic, I'm independent mindset. And being independent's great, but you have to have community. Okay, let me talk about me real quick. I am somebody who, I have friends, right? They all live kind of far from me, so I don't really get to see them much. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I do tarot on the weekends at markets, and then I do this, right? So I really mainly just see my husband a little bit because he works a lot, and then mainly my kids, all the time. And that's kind of hard sometimes. I feel a little lonely, but I have started to make conscious effort to making connections and building relationships with other people, whether that's been through this yoga place that I go to and I read tarot at, or this little metaphysical shop that I have made some more connections with. I try and get myself out there a little bit more and meet these people who are on the same frequency. They have the same mindset. They understand my goals and where I'm going. And that has made life feel a lot less scary, a lot less lonely, even though I and mainly just me and my small children, it's made it feel better because I know I have a community and I know I have support. I have people I can go to, that I can relate with, that I can talk to. Not to say that my family and my friends and my husband don't do this for me, but it's just different. Does that make sense? Like, when my friends are really far and my husband's working all the time and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes you just need like somebody else that's not like in your life every day to be able to see these things, but you have to be willing to open yourself up to them. And that's something that I was nervous to do, is like, making friends as an adult is awkward and weird. And even though I talk a lot in these videos and I can talk a lot when I'm doing tarot, outside of that, I am a little socially awkward. So it's intimidating. But if I didn't open my heart to that, I would feel a lot worse than I could imagine. So with that being said, okay, enough blabbing about me. Hopefully that made sense to what I'm trying to say. Let's do some tarot cards to see what are you really needing to open your heart to. Three of Wands. In reverse, this just talks about a lack of foresight and inability to see where it is that you're going. And this can come from having a closed heart. When your heart is closed, you close yourself off to opportunity, to potential, to friends. Like, that really does close off your ability to see, where am I going? Which direction am I headed in? Because you're so guarded. You have to let those walls down. The Emperor, he is all about control and leadership, and he's just in charge. Like, he is in charge. So I feel like maybe this is kind of where you have been. Maybe you are somebody who really likes to know what to expect, and you don't like to be let down, I should say. And sorry, there's like a fuzzy. Okay. And so that kind of puts you in this position where you're like, well, I've kind of had to fend for myself for a while. Maybe I've been let down too many times before. Maybe you've been through a whole lot that has caused you to be really guarded. That's understandable. It makes sense. Some of you, maybe not. That, like, maybe you haven't been through that, but either way, that's kind of where you have been at, where it's like, okay, like, I'm relying on me. I want this to be how I need it to be, so I'm just going to do what I got to do and kind of, focus on that. Sorry. Okay, so, well, that's not necessarily a bad thing to be, like, the one that feels like you are in control and in the leadership position over your life. Sometimes it can be a bad thing when you are the only person, like, or when you start to take it to a level where you're like overly controlling, overly, what am I trying to say? Like micromanaging. That's kind of coming to mind. Ace of Cups in reverse. So through this process of opening your heart, that's going to present opportunities for you to fill your cup more. Because when your heart is closed, again, you're closing off those opportunities. You're closing off opportunities for connecting with others. Ace of Cups talks a lot about connecting with others, with friends, or going to events or other things that can just kind of boost your joy, boost your passions and creativity. Maybe find something it is that you really love. And if you have a hard time finding out what it is that you love, then just try things. And if it sucks, then don't do it again. But what I'm saying is, like, for example, I love tarot, right? So if you love tarot, go put yourself out there and go to places where you can find tarot decks, or to events where there'll be tarot readers, right? That's what I did. So, and if that's not your thing, whatever, just take this situation and apply it to what is your thing. So put yourself out there, open your heart to it, and you're going to make so many awesome connections, and that's going to really fill your cup. We have the Strength card. This is all about trust and having the strength to do the thing that's uncomfortable. Having the strength to do the thing that you felt like you couldn't do before, or to felt that you maybe felt like was just not possible. When the Strength card is in the reverse, this just signifies that almost it's like a nervousness to step out of your comfort zone, to do those things. It's always kind of expecting like the worst. But when this is in the upright, there's so much like, this always stands out to me. The Infinity sign talks about endless potential. And when you can find the strength to believe in yourself and to love yourself and to put yourself out there, because you're starting to respect yourself more as a person, because respecting yourself is like allowing yourself to exist, to take up space, and to do things that bring you joy. Like, as cheesy as it is, we literally only have so much time on this earth before we die, and then maybe we're reincarnated, maybe we are just floating around, who knows, right? I mean, we have probably a pretty good idea, but who actually knows? So anyways, what I'm saying is, like, we have limited time in our physical bodies here. So why not respect yourself enough to do what makes you excited or happy in your limited time here? Why spend it so closed and suppressed? And like I said, I know some of you have been through stuff which has probably made this happen. But like, you don't have to stay there. It's not easy, but you don't have to stay there. Seven of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. So it's time to really start thinking strategically about how you're going to be approaching this. And also, it's time for you to face some situations in your life where you maybe could have done something differently. I feel like becoming self-aware is a really big theme of being able to open your heart. So becoming self-aware of like, where do you push people out? Where do you get nervous to ask for help or comfort? Or what part of the conversation becomes too vulnerable for you where you're like, ooh, hey, I'm going to dip out now. So it's like confronting these inner parts of you that you maybe have to address and take accountability for so you can make these shifts and become more self-aware. And the Eight of Pentacles is all about working towards something. It requires consistency, dedication, discipline, and like just continuously practicing being this person. That's something that may be an obstacle for you. Is like maybe you start doing this a little bit, but then it feels too uncomfortable, so you kind of get stuck back in your comfort zone. That's okay. Another part of this process is like, don't hate on yourself for those little steps back, because even though it feels like a step back, it's all a part of the process, and that situation is there for you to purposefully practice being exactly who it is that you are meant to be, which is somebody who can be vulnerable, somebody who loves others and wants to be loved, whether that's platonically or romantically. It's somebody who wants to feel joyful and have goals and have visions for their life. But in order to do that, you know, you have to embrace those times where you have little steps back and remain disciplined and dedicated to where you just overcome them. That's a whole part of the journey. And just becoming really self-aware of the situation. Okay. Two of Swords in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. So Two of Swords in reverse, this is great because that's not being indecisive anymore. That's finally making a decision to consciously make this shift and this change. So I feel like you're ready. It's definitely going to be a big journey, but I feel like you are ready. And the King of Swords, this just means that there's a little bit of a lack of clarity on the direction and the hows, but that's okay because you're going to figure that out. So don't worry too much about having the answer of like, what is this journey going to look like? How exactly am I going to implement this in my day-to-day? Like, I'm really hearing that you just need to take this specific thing one day at a time. So be very intentional about it, but don't get too worried about the past or the future, and take it one day at a time. Be bold and make the first move. So you're absolutely being called to step out of your comfort zone and make some connections. Get vulnerable. Get with people that maybe have a shared experience. Take time to breathe out. Through this process, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel uncomfortable. So make sure that you're taking time to rest and to breathe. Maybe meditation or breath work or yoga or something like that that can help calm your nervous system when doing these things that are really hard. Can be very helpful for you. And have faith in your dreams. You have to believe that this is possible for you. Because if you start putting these limitations on yourself that it's not possible for you, or that you're never going to be able to be loved or love or be vulnerable or have friends or whatever it is, like you are the only thing putting those limits on yourself if that's your mindset. You have to believe that when you become self-aware and when you live a life that's fully authentic to your dreams and goals of connection and harmony and whatever else it may be, or maybe you're stuck. And for some of you, with this Three of Wands in reverse, maybe some of you don't really know what your dreams and goals are. But through this process of becoming self-aware and becoming vulnerable and allowing for connection and communication, you'll discover that. So have faith in your dreams. Have faith that you can have dreams. Easier said than done, but it's possible. This one here. Interdependence. This makes so much sense that this is coming out. I know we did this a little bit ago, but I wanted to do another one. So, interdependence. This talks about don't be too focused and independent on yourself. Like, it's okay to be a little bit relying on other people. Being independent is good in one way, but don't be too heavily dependent on yourself because that's isolating, that's lonely, it leads to burnout, it leads to anxiety and depression. You are worthy of connection and support. So before we fully finish, let's just do a few little cute affirmation cards here. Your potential has no limits. Like I said, if anybody's putting limits on anything, it's you. No matter what you've been through before, that's your past. Your past doesn't define you. Your potential has no limits. Enjoy the little things. So allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to find joy and gratitude for the teeny tiny things. Not everything is so serious. A lot of times when somebody is super hyper independent, like they take themselves and they take lives way too seriously. Lighten up a little bit. Have some fun. These two, and then we're done. Oh my gosh, allow yourself to dream. Yeah, I feel like some of you maybe really struggle with like, what direction are we going in? Like, what even are my goals? I don't know. That's just kind of a vibe that I've been getting for some of you. So allow yourself to dream. It's okay. And if you like literally sit down, shut up, and allow yourself to think. Like, let's say you have zero idea of who you want to be. Just start down a little list. Do you want to be a chef? Well, if that's obvious, like, no, I hate cooking, then great, you checked it off your list. But like, allow yourself to have time to dream. Are you somebody who wants to like work with people, helping people? Are you somebody who wants to have your own business? Do you want to work from home? If this has nothing to do with career, do you want a family? Do you want to be, on your own? Do you want to backpack the world? Like, what sounds cool? Allow yourself to dream, even if it's not possible in this very moment. It's okay to have dreams. And amazing things will happen for me. And take it a step further and say amazing things are happening for me, because they are. The fact that you're even watching this video, the fact that you are like slowly becoming more self-aware and wanting this change for yourself, and the more that you can enjoy little things and find gratitude for those little things and really embody this, wow, amazing things are happening for me, like the more amazing things will happen for you because you're grateful for them and you're letting the universe know, thank you, this is amazing. So then it just keeps flowing in. So group 4, that is your reading. I'm sending you a lot of love because this transition can be a little bit tricky, but you are fully capable. It just takes consistency and belief. So give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I super appreciate it. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.